Boyega. John Boyega arrived as the face of a new era, lightsaber in hand, front and center in The Force Awakens marketing. But after the trilogy ended, he became better known for his blunt critiques of how Disney handled Finn and other non-white characters than for new blockbuster roles.
Will you play the character again?
At this point, I'm cool off it. I'm good off it.
In interviews, he accused the studio of sidelining diverse characters, saying he'd been marketed as a lead but treated as an afterthought. His candor earned applause in some circles, but made executives wary. Instead of playing the Hollywood game, Boyega turned toward activism, attending protests and speaking on social justice. Admirable, yes, but it branded him as difficult in an industry allergic to controversy.
Look, I don't know if I'm gonna have a career after this. Fuck that blood.
The Boyega's outspokenness came with a cost. Casting directors started hesitating, unsure if hiring him meant bringing political baggage onto the set. He went from Star Wars hero to symbol of rebellion, a position that's both powerful and isolating. Ironically, the actor who once inspired millions with a blue lightsaber now battles an industry that prefers silence over sincerity. He's still fighting, only this time off-screen and mostly alone.
Daisy Ridley. Daisy Ridley went from total unknown to cinematic icon overnight. Rey was the heartbeat of the sequel trilogy, powerful, vulnerable, and symbolic of Star Wars' modern identity. Yet when the lights went down and the cameras stopped rolling, Ridley's post-saga career sputtered instead of soaring.
Like 5 people come up to me and go, "Are they going to do any more with you?"
After The Rise of Skywalker, Ridley admitted her phone didn't ring for a year. Casting directors seemed unsure how to use her outside the shadow of Rey. Her attempts at prestige projects like Ophelia and Chaos Walking barely made a dent. For someone who carried 3 of the highest-grossing films of the decade, the silence was deafening.
Do you miss being Rey? Are you going to make a return to Star Wars?
I'll always be Rey.
Oh, I love that soundbite.
Ridley's challenge wasn't just backlash, it was image fatigue. Her name was tied to the divisive sequel trilogy, and studios feared fans might bring that baggage to any new release. She's now set to return as Rey in future films, but rebuilding trust with audiences is slow. In a galaxy that promised her everything, Ridley learned the hardest truth. Even chosen ones get replaced when the force of fame fades.
Marie Tran. Marie Tran's debut as Rose Tico was meant to symbolize inclusivity and heart, a mechanic turned resistance hero. Instead, she became the center of one of fandom's ugliest firestorms. Online harassment and racist abuse drove her off social media, leaving Disney scrambling to control the narrative.
After months of online harassment following her starring role in Star Wars: The Last Jedi, actress Marie Tran has left social media.
By the time The Rise of Skywalker arrived, her role was slashed to minutes. Fans on both sides of the argument were furious. Critics called it cowardice, detractors called it proof she didn't belong. For Tran, it was a no-win situation. Her grace through the ordeal earned respect.
Is absolutely fine. You pay your money and you're allowed to have an opinion and you're allowed to like it or dislike it, you can do whatever you want.
But the industry's memory is short. Tran turned to voice work, shining in Raya in The Last Dragon, but her live-action career never regained altitude. Disney's silence spoke louder than words. Instead of defending her through action, they minimized her role. The result? A career that once symbolized progress now stands as a reminder of how quickly Hollywood abandons its trailblazers when controversy hits the algorithm. Gina Carano. For Gina Carano was Disney's breakout action star, a former MMA fighter turned Mandalorian favorite. Her portrayal of Cara Dune struck a chord with fans who wanted a gritty, grounded heroine. But when Carano took her political opinions to social media, the empire struck back hard.
Defeated Gina Carano!
Post-mocking pronouns, comparing political divisions to Nazi Germany, and sharing misinformation about the pandemic drew outrage. Disney, hypersensitive to brand optics, cut ties immediately. Carano called it censorship. The studio called it protection. Either way, a career that was ascending faster than a TIE fighter nosedived overnight.
And I wouldn't put my pronouns in, they kept on it pressuring, and finally I just said, I'm not doing this.
Her firing became a culture war flashpoint. Carano leaned into her new image, joining conservative media projects and independent films. But outside that echo chamber, her credibility as a mainstream star evaporated. The Rangers of the New Republic spin-off she was slated to headline, canceled. The action career she'd fought for, frozen. Carano's fall proves one thing. In modern Hollywood, rebellion comes at the cost of relevance.
Moses Ingram. Moses Ingram joined the Star Wars galaxy as Reva in Obi-Wan Kenobi, a fierce, conflicted inquisitor built for modern storytelling. But even before the series settled in, the storm hit. She was targeted by racist trolls online, prompting official statements of support from Ewan McGregor and Lucasfilm.
So we gotta have you here.
Oh,
so we'd love to have you. Let me know when you come through, because then I'll have 1,000 more Star Wars questions for you.
Disney publicly defended her, a rare move that dominated headlines for weeks. But the show's discourse quickly shifted from her performance to the backlash itself, burying her work under endless debate about racism in fandom. Instead of being known for her acting, she became a flashpoint in a cultural war.
There's nothing anybody can do to stop this hate.
Ingram handled it with grace, using interviews to advocate for diversity in Hollywood, but the industry's follow-through was minimal. When the noise died down, so did the offers. Her case proves that Disney loves performative defense, press statements and hashtags, but rarely translates that energy into career protection. Ingram had the talent, the machine just lost the will to use it. Alden Ehrenreich. Alden Ehrenreich had the impossible job, replacing Harrison Ford. Solo, a Star Wars story, was meant to launch a new trilogy, but box office disappointment grounded that ship fast. Critics called his performance solid but uninspired. Fans said no one could fill Ford's boots.
3, I did this, and you're just like, whoa, right?
Oh my God. Get out of my chair.
Ehrenreich became a casualty of franchise fatigue. Rumors swirled of acting coaches on set and creative clashes behind the scenes, feeding a perception that Solo had been doomed before release. It wasn't fair, but perception often wins over fact.
Usually in situations like this, I like to turn in the opposite direction.
Yeah.
Afterward, Ehrenreich took a step back, disappearing from the spotlight for years. He resurfaced with indie roles and quiet prestige parts, slowly reclaiming credibility. But Hollywood is built on momentum, not merit. Solo's underperformance left him branded as the guy who tried and failed. He's since proven himself in films like Oppenheimer, but the shadow of Star Wars lingers. Ehrenreich's story shows that even competent actors can crash when the ship's already sinking.
Ahmed Best. Ahmed Best's story is perhaps the most heartbreaking in Star Wars history. As Jar Jar Binks, he was the first fully motion-captured character in blockbuster cinema, a milestone for visual effects. Instead, he became the butt of global jokes. The backlash was vicious. Fans mocked the character relentlessly, and Best bore the brunt of it. He revealed years later that the harassment was so overwhelming, it drove him to the edge of suicide. Hollywood, unsure how to handle that level of stigma, stopped calling.
People my age are the ones that, were the Jar Jar haters.
Decades later, Best's return as Jedi Master Kelleran Beck in The Mandalorian was a rare redemption, a moment of long overdue respect. But the years lost can't be recovered. The world that once mocked him now applauds his courage, but Jar Jar's shadow never fully lifted. Best's perseverance transformed pain into purpose, but it's bittersweet. In the Star Wars saga, few characters were more misunderstood, and few actors paid a heavier price. Rosario Dawson. Rosario Dawson's arrival as Ahsoka Tano was hailed as a victory for fans of the Clone Wars. She brought the animated favorite to life with gravitas, poise, and quiet intensity, a performance years in the making. But for Disney, even victories come with complications. Before Ahsoka premiered, Dawson was pulled into headlines over an old lawsuit involving her family, one that was later dropped but kept trending anyway. Her political activism, outspoken LGBTQ+ advocacy, and ties to various causes made her both celebrated and polarizing. In the modern Star Wars ecosystem, every actor is scrutinized like a senator on C-SPAN.
I remember she took us, we were at a pride parade, we were being pushed around in a shopping cart, and she gave us markers and things that we could draw, and so I was really into saving the trees, of course using a bunch of billboards.
Ahsoka performed moderately well, but lacked the pop culture explosion Disney had hoped for. Critics praised Dawson's control, but noted the show's lack of spark. Her career remained steady but capped, proof that even strong performances can't outshine controversy.
Dawson didn't fail, but she revealed how heavy the franchise crown has become. Sometimes, even Jedi Masters can't save the galaxy, or their careers from the culture war.